Okay, so before we kick off round 5, we're going to do a couple of honourable mentions, and starting up with, we're going to have Dave.
Okay, so one of the last times I was on the show, I was talking about warp drives and propulsion systems. Now, big news, NASA's EM drive that I mentioned, it's due to be tested later this year by launching a small satellite into orbit on a trajectory that would make it essentially fall back to Earth if it doesn't work. So it's kind of a do or die situation. A peer review paper is due out by the end of this year. So take that, Newton's third law. And hooray for warp drive technology.
So this means that if this thing actually works, not only will we have faster than light travel, is that right?
Not yet.
We're working towards faster than light travel.
We are still on warp we are warping space-time. And that's a fucking massive deal.
So if it works, we're golden.
We're fucking good to go. From I think the numbers that I read today were it could get us to Mars in under 3 weeks.
That'd be cool.
Because
instead of doing the whole 8-year journey,
yeah, it's something stupid.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
Would make The Martian a lot shorter film.
Yeah, right.
Haven't seen it.
Watch it.
As with every film that is mentioned on this fucking podcast.
In fact, just read the book, which is the first time since...
No, I remember you saying it was a really good book.
Yeah.
I remember Jason saying... Well, I remember someone saying it was a really good book.
Christoph Love.
That's the one. Yeah, Chris was saying it was a good... Anyway, someone's told me it's a good book. I'll have a look. Cool. Laura, I believe you also have an honourable mention, which is Phantasmical.
I do. In fact, I have 2. One of which you've reviewed, one of which you haven't.
Guess which one's going to get in? No, go on.
Okay, so the first one is I have to shout out an honourable mention to the fact that there is a metal band called Hatebeak, whose lead singer is an African grey parrot.
Nice.
I feel that we need to find a snippet of...
Well, I was going to say, this harkens back for me to Barney the fucking parrot. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah. I do remember Barney the fucking parrot.
Who taught the other 2 parrots to swear that he was put with. Anyway.
So yeah, Hatebeak.
What's your next fact?
My next fact is that the Church of Satan does not worship or believe in the existence of Satan.
That's...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Satanists don't believe in Satan. They view him as the ultimate ideal in independence and self-reliance, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember learning that at 13 when my friend became a Satanist because he thought it was devil worship and then actually changed his mind and became more of a Satanist than a devil worshipper.
And finally, along my course for trying to find interesting facts for a free-for-all, I found out that R. Kelly is illiterate.
Excellent. Continue on round 5.
So my fact for round 5
is
that the smell of freshly cut grass is actually the grass giving off a chemical distress call.
Yes, I tell this to my vegetarian friends. I like it.
And the hay fever that you can experience in association with it. So some people have hay fever even in terms of just in general of flowers, etc. and pollination. That's generally so that they've got a defence mechanism against all sorts of predators towards picking them, plucking, etc. whilst they procreate.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the asthma attack that I have if I go past somewhere that's got freshly cut grass is the defence mechanism because they're just trying to kill me.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, basically if you can smell fresh cut grass, that is grass screaming and dying horrifically.
Likewise.
Honestly...
You shouldn't crush wasps.
Yes, because they release a pheromone that attracts other wasps.
Precisely.
Basically, the fact is wasps are utter bastards.
They are. Anyway, sorry, you interrupted.
No. It was about the size of it, that the smell of fresh cut grass is the distress call. I find it quite interesting that you can buy a Yankee candle that is the smell of freshly cut.
Yay, screaming and death.
I have another honourable mention.
No.
I think, but we'll pass the honourable mentions now. We're just going on to tangent facts. Go on.
Hippomonstrococcyphilia
is a word they've made up.
People with large noses.
Phobia.
Fear of people with large noses.
No. It's the fear of long words.
That's quite good.
My round was going to be on phobias and philias, and I came across that, and I was like, I can't turn this into an actual fact, but there's a 15-syllable word that actually takes like 12 syllables to describe that it's, you know...
Fear of long syllable words.
Yeah.
Nice. There's fears for all sorts of weird things. Like there's an official fear for peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth and all these kind of weird things. Anyway, cool. So we've had Laura's grass attacks. What are we going with next? It's Dave, I believe.
Okay. I'm going to talk about the Galactic Network. The internet started as a way to pass memos between the offices of MIT back in the early 1960s. Someone fired a memo around depicting this galactic network, as it was coined, as a way to expand this communicational network. Well, 3 computer science engineers around MIT later went on to study to work at DARPA, and they thought the concept had some merit and started working on it. So by 1967, it was in use by the US military to warn one another of missile launches. And it was under the guise of ARPANET. Yeah, if you're looking for a company that's most likely to be Skynet, it's DARPA. Anyway, the way this project was handled allowed it to develop to the modern world as it is today. So where have we gone with this insanely powerful tool? Well, now we use about 1 zettabyte of data per year. In other words, that's 1,000 exabytes, or 2 to the power of 70 bytes, or 1 sextillion bytes every year.
He said sex.
I kept that one in, especially for that moment. And how do we accrue all this data usage? Well, 4.1 million likes on Facebook, 350,000 tweets, 300 hours of YouTube content, 110,000 Skype calls, 1 million Vine videos, 51,000 Apple app downloads, and 1.7 million Instagram picture likes. Every single minute.
I see nothing about porn.
That's the funny thing, though. The small amount of it is porn, but most of it's spam, isn't it?
Yeah, it's... That you're totally right in that about a third of the internet in itself is porn, and that's mind-blowing by itself. The servers needed to contain this much data, 1/3 of them
in some form of carnal relation.
Exactly, and the other 2/3 are not. But we are growing.
The other 2/3 aren't yet.
Yeah, but the fact that all of those stats I just gave you are happening every day, that's the amount of content that we are generating. And so all of this shit needs servers to back it up. Basically, one of the careers of the future that we should train for, because it is coming, is a digital refuse collector.
So clearing up all the shit that we don't need anymore.
Precisely. Going back through your old Facebook account, going back through, when you had a MySpace page, and just delete that. You don't need that.
Nothing's ever really deleted off the internet.
Well, it can be. But when you hit delete, it just goes, well, I'll delete it from your computer. But the massive storage sites, yeah, much less so.
All right, good fact there, Dave. So, last one up is me, and it's very short and sweet. So, my fact is that when male honeybees mate with a queen bee, their testicles explode, their cock shoots off, and remains in the queen, and they die.
Genuinely, what happens when I have to sleep with men?
There's a difference between shoots off and rips off.
Oh, that made me chuckle.
Yeah, that's why. So yes, that's my fact. Short and sweet. I mean, there's other stuff to it. I know all about queen bees and how they come out and do their stuff now.
Do they have glittery wings?
No, they have the same kind of chitinous wings that all the other insecty things do. But yeah,
almost like I had a fact now.
It is almost like you had a fact on it. It's something to do with butterflies' wings.
Yeah, like Jason didn't want to believe me on.
Yeah. But if it's a wing, it's still a wing, so it's not part of a wing. It's not my fingernails, I believe, is what was said. Anyway, so yeah.
Chitinous
armour.
Well, yeah, it's carapace. That's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hard layer of stuff.
It's an exo
Stuff, yeah. But it's also quite light, so they use it for wings as well. Anyway, that was my fact, so very short and sweet for this round. So, are we going with Laura's grass attacks, Dave's the internet, or mine? Oh, hang on, sorry, that's Dave's the internet, or
Correct.
my bees bollocks. Dave, who are you going with?
I'm loving the bees nuts, but it wasn't quite a fully fledged.
It was not.
It was a factlet.
It was a factlet. I mean, I can tell you that it's 12 to 15 drones, so she does get left with 15 cocks inside.
Okay,
Does that satisfy you?
You just swayed it. You
Thank
win.
you.
15 cocks inside.
12 to 15, sorry.
Inside a queen.
Inside a queen.
Satisfies Dave.
Yep.
Can you see what
that's just my
third
viewing
internet's,
history.
I am also going with exploding cocks.
Yay.
Because feminism.
Because cocks shooting off. Oh.
No, because I like honeybees.
This harks back.
Yeah, I was going to say that is specifically honeybees. I mean, other bees do have the same functionality, but it's not quite the same. It differs species to species. Wasps are just utter bastards.
Yeah, but I know at least they get to, kind of stumble off and die after
They get
sex.
drunk.
The drones.
Oh, so yeah. No,
So
I was thinking
they get
yeah.
to mate and then it's like, fuck this, I'm done. And keel over.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about their bollocks.
No. Interestingly enough, I know we all say wasps are bastards, but they're responsible for something like 15% of the world's pollination. They're responsible for a really high amount. So they do actually
Considering the
pollinate
bees are all
things.
disappearing, that's quite important.
Yeah. That's a tough one, actually. I can't decide.
Thing that you used to quote to all vegetarians.
I do quote it to vegetarians, but I love the internet. It's got my porn on it.
The thing that gave you all of your information.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. It's given me this podcast. And I used to have hay fever, so fuck grass. Sorry, it's got to be the internet.
Woohoo! Sorry, I was willing to fight.
You're
for that
letting
one.
the grass win.
I still swear that
Stop
hay
whistling.
fever must be a total bullshit. It doesn't really exist.
It does. I grew out of it.
I suffer from it, but I still think there is no way we evolved on this planet with plants, with pollen, with grass, and still.
It's partially
It's 'cause-
psychosomatic for some people.
And it's also because of how we have grown as a culture and the way that we live, etc.
I understand things like pollution actually trigger a lot of it as well, but damn it.
Damn it, grass.
Yeah. Well, I
will not be
can't-
brought low by a green thing.
Yeah, I can't genuinely think of how we can function on this planet that is, would have been green when we were evolving.
Well, it would have been wooded for parts of the bits that I'm thinking
Yes,
of.
but that's the low bit.
Yeah,
Above the wooded
you have grass
bit,
plains,
you'd
you've got
have had
mountains. There's a
leafy
very
bits.
little bit that actually would have had grass. Grass has really become up, really sprouted up, so to speak, under our feet. Particularly generally when we died a lot as well. So with that, I win the final round. Yay! And the overall game. Yay!
Finally, Kirby wins something.
Finally, I win a game.
I get all the
the
friends
fight-
around here, I design this concept, and they don't let me fucking win till the end of the series.
Yeah, this is why I became a host. I didn't want to keep losing each week. No, I don't know. I'm kidding.
He likes
Yeah, I
I
think
being
Laura
bored.
won.
All that's left for me to do is to thank Dave Cordingley
Thank you.
and Laura Stevens
Thank you.
for joining me, along with all the other guests from our first season of A Matter of Fact. I'm your host, Kirby Rawstorn, and so until next season, we leave you with a quote from Isaac Asimov. People who think they know everything are of great annoyance to those of us who actually do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.